Hello, my friends, and welcome to another reading video. All right, we are still working on those long O sounds where the O makes the O sound. Remember, our words with an E at the end of the word makes that vowel the long vowel sound. I just love to keep practicing because I feel like the more we practice, the easier it will be for you to remember. But remember, vowels, say them with me, are A, E, I, O, U. Say it with me one more time. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So anytime we have a vowel in the middle of a word, and then we have that E at the very end, we know that E is telling us the vowel is making the long vowel sound. This week, we are working on those long O's. So let's practice. Here is a word. Let's get where it's not so shiny. The classroom is so shiny and so bright. There we go. Okay, we have C-O-D, so we have C-O-D, cod. We know this O makes the short O, because there's no E. But how about right below? Same word, cod, but we add the E. That means this O is now a long O. It makes the O sound. So sound it out with me now. C-O-D, code. Cod, code. Are we starting to see it? Are we starting to see that pattern? Let's try again. So here we don't have an E, so we know this is going to be the short O. So we have R-A-D, rod. Rod. Right? Same word, but we add the E. So now the O makes the O sound, that long O. So now let's sound it out. R-O-D, road. All right, let's practice some more. Woo, there we go. We can actually see it today. Oh my gosh, magical. I'm going to have to remember this spot. So no E at the end means this is a short O, the So sound it out with me. Mop, mop, mop. Yes. Same word, but with that E, now we know that O makes the O sound. So sound it out with me now. Ope, mope. Mope means to be like, I'm mad and I'm going to be grumpy. That's what it means to mope. Okay. Last one. No E tells me it's a short O. So we have gul, and remember the GL says gul, b, glob. Good, one more time, glob. Same word, add the E. Now we know it's a long O sound, so it's going to make the O sound. So let's sound it out now. Globe, globe, glob, globe. That E makes all the difference. Okay, make sure you're practicing those words with me. If you were so mesmerized by the awesomeness and you forgot to practice with me, hit rewind real quick. Practice these words with me so I know you are hearing the difference between the short O, and the long O, O. All right, my friends. Now, let's talk about our sight words. Some of you really impressed me the other day when we were in our small groups and we were talking about sight words, how many words you know and how wonderful you're doing at remembering them. So make sure that you keep practicing with me. These are different words in our green book. And you want to know why we do that? So that you can learn more words even faster and become even smarter and better readers every day. So make sure you are saying these words with me, though. Say it out loud. So you're seeing it, saying it, and hearing it. I promise it matters. It helps you learn, and you're going to learn faster and better. And then before you know it, you're going to be rock star readers. Ready? Same with me. Find, how, under, over. Let's listen to them in a sentence. It is hard to find my shoes because my dog keeps eating them and running away with them. True story. Crazy puppy. Find. How? How can one little puppy be so destructive? A puppy. He likes to destroy things. I'm all on the dog kick today. How? Under. Our dogs like to dig under the fence. Under. Over. Our dog's legs are too short for her to jump over the fence. Whew, thank goodness. Over. All right, let's say them quick one more time together. Say it with me. Find. How. Under. Over. Good job, my friends. All right, let me switch over to our other camera. We're going to talk about what we are working on today. All right, we need you to grab a couple things so that we can get all of our work done together. So today we are going to work in our journal. We are going to work in our reading log. We are going to work in our sight words book and our unit 5. So hit pause and go grab all of these things plus something to write with. So journal, reading log, sight words, unit 5 magazine. All right, hopefully if you are back with me, that means you have all of the things. First, we're going to talk about, let me make some space here, our reading log. Today's Friday. That means we should have been reading and filling out our reading log all week. This week we were working on my character reading log. You were reading your book, writing the title, and drawing a picture of the characters. One more time talking about who the characters are. The characters are the people, animals, or creatures in a text. Okay? Draw me a picture of who was in the stories you read. So you should have read at least 4 times this week, so you should have 4 stories to fill out. And as always, you have a coloring page as a reward for your hard work reading. This coloring page, you have to just solve some math equations. And once you find the answer, you come up here and find the number. So 5 plus 3 equals 8. So 8 is blue. Every 8 space is going to be blue. And if you'll notice, this cute little guy is a groundhog. I wanted you to have a groundhog to color on the week that we had Groundhog Day, even though he saw his shadow. And that means we might have a little more winter weather, which makes me a little grumpy, but we'll survive and we'll get through it. It'll be okay. So enjoy coloring Mr. Groundhog. Once you are all done filling in your character reading log, send me a picture in Seesaw when you are all done. Next, we're going to our sight words book. Hopefully you're using your paperclip. I forgot to paperclip yesterday. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Sae-Wong, get it together. But the paperclip helps us quickly turn to the pages that we see. So today's word that we're working on is, the first one is the word see. Go ahead and turn to the word see. I want you doing this with me. That way you don't forget about it. That way you don't ignore it and don't practice. So many of you have done wonderfully practicing your sight words, but it never hurts to practice more. Okay, hit pause if you need more time to open up to the word see. We are going to keep moving forward. Say it with me. See. Read the sentence with me. I see the bus. We're going to write it. Write it in the boxes. We're going to write it on the line. We're going to go through and find it, all of them. And then as always, you're going to cut out the letters and glue them in order. I see the bus. And finally, draw me that picture. Let's go ahead and hit pause and work on that right now so that you don't forget later. And that way you can move on. All right, if you're back with me, hopefully that means you are all done with the word see. If you're not, hit pause again and keep working on it. We are going to turn the page and keep moving forward. The next word we're going to talk about is the word number. Everybody say it with me, number. Can I have your phone number? You need your phone number if you want somebody to call you. This is a long one, so it's important that we take our time to spell it correctly. It's not very good practice if we aren't taking our time and we misspell it. That doesn't help us practice it. So really pay attention with N-U-M-B-E-R. Then we go through and find the word number throughout our Find It box. Okay, this is a longer word, so that means we have more letters to cut out and to glue. But remember, when we're using our hands and we're mixing and moving and thinking and looking, it helps our brains grow bigger and smarter and stronger. I promise. So Once you're done cutting and gluing, you are going to read that sentence. Can I have your phone number? What kind of picture comes to your mind when you think about somebody's phone number? Maybe you know your own phone number. So draw me something that helps you see with your eyes and your mind, your imagination, what that sentence looks like. All right, hopefully you're all done. If not, hit pause again, finish working on number, and then we are going to move right along. Seems like a busy day, but I promise most of these things should be going fairly quickly for you. Excuse me. Now, we're going to open up our Unit 5 magazine. And we're going to turn to page 17. So we worked on this together in our small groups earlier this week. That's why I have confidence, all the confidence in the world, that you all can do this at home as I read the words. So remember, I'm going to read each word, and you're going to do your best to listen to all of the letters in that word. Remembering that we're working on long O sounds, so there should always be a letter at the end of the word when we know we hear that long O. Okay? So once we turn to page 17, get your pencils ready. If you need more time, hit pause. Number 1 is the word rose. This is a red rose. So spell the word rose to the best of your ability. Listen to all of the letter sounds and do your best. One more time. Rose. Okay, number 2. And always, if I'm going too fast, just use that pause button. Number 2 is the word globe. The globe is a map of the world. Listen one more time. Globe. Do your best. Okay, number 3. Listen to the word. There's no pictures for number 3, so 3 and 4 gets a little trickier. Number 3, listen to the word. Hope. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope. Okay, number 4 is the word bone. My dog likes to chew on his bone. Bone. Listen to all the letter sounds and do your best. Okay. If you need more time, hit pause. Finally, number 5. I want you to give me a sentence using one of the words you just wrote. So let's hear them again. Rose, globe, hope, and bone. I read you a sentence as I read each of those words, so pick one of these 4 words and use it in a complete sentence. I'm looking for complete sentences that start with capital letters and end with punctuation. I want some details. I don't want to just hear, this is a rose. I want to hear, what kind of rose? What color is it? Is it pretty? Is it beautiful? Do you love it? The globe, what shape is it? What does the globe tell us? Give me some details. The more we practice writing sentences with those juicy details, the easier it gets to always write super awesome, thoughtful sentences. Okay? When you're all done with page 17, send me a picture in Seesaw. If there's any words you weren't sure of or didn't hear, just hit rewind real quick and go back and listen one more time. Okay, and finally, go ahead and get out your journal and open up to the next blank page. We're going to write our names at the top. And we're going to write today's date, which is 2-5-21. Now, I have my paper covered up right now because I already have some things written down that we're going to write in a moment. But first, we are going to read about technology at work. Remember this week we're talking about, or this unit, we're talking about technology. We read about robots. Now we're going to read about different technology that people in different jobs use. Mrs. Sae-Wong uses technology. I have to use the computer and the internet and our camera to show our paper. I have to use the recorder so that I can videotape myself. Okay? So those are some of the pieces of technology I use to help you learn. So let's read about what some other people use technology for. So today we are going to read about cartoonists and pilots, people who fly planes. So let's read the introduction. What is technology? Technology is the use of science to solve problems. People use technology to communicate and solve problems at work. Communicate means how they talk or how they share information. I communicate to you through our videos and through Seesaw. Families communicate to me through Class Dojo. Excuse me, okay? People in most careers use technology. In this book, you'll learn how people in 4 careers use technology. Today, we're just going to read about 2, and then next week, we're going to read about the other 2. So the first people we're going to read about are cartoonists. Have we ever heard that word, cartoonist? Well, let's find out what they do and who they are. Cartoonists make drawings come alive with the help of technology. First, a cartoonist draw images on paper. So they draw the picture that they see in their brain. Next, they save their drawings to a computer. So maybe they take a picture of it, or maybe they draw it on the computer. Then they finish their drawings using computer tools. So they use the tools to color in their drawings. Cartoonists work with others to add color, voices, and music. Finally, the cartoons are ready for everyone to enjoy. So you know those cartoons that you love to watch on TV? They all start with somebody who has to draw them on paper, and then they put them on their computer, and then finally, oops, our classroom went dark. I sat down for too long. And then finally, they use their tools to color the pictures in. Okay, so cartoonists are the people who draw cartoon pictures. Next, we're going to talk about pilots. Pilots use technology. The cockpit of an airplane is filled with technology. The cockpit is the front part of the plane where the pilots sit. Pilots use flight controls to move the plane's wings up and down. Pilots use technology to take off and land. They use the wheel to guide the plane safely in all kinds of weather. Pilots use technology to communicate with the control tower. The control tower are the people that stay on the ground that help the planes know when they can take off, when they can land, all the important things. They use headsets and radios to talk to other pilots. So this is a headset. It looks like our headphones, and it has a microphone so that they can talk to the tower. There's radios and different ways that they can communicate to the tower. They use the wheel to control the wings to make them go up and down and side to side. Okay, so those are different ways that cartoonists and pilots use technology. Why is that important to know, Mrs. Sae-Wong? Well, let me tell you, my super smart friends, because it's important to know what type of technology we need in everyday jobs. Like I said, pilots, you're like, okay, fly the plane. Did you know that they had so many buttons and things they had to push? How about a cartoonist? I always just thought they drew the picture. I didn't know they had to take a picture on their computer and then use computer tools to color it and to animate it and to add the voices. Teachers, Mrs. Sae-Wong uses technology. Firefighters use technology in their trucks. Police officers use technology in their cars, radios. Plumbers and electricians use technology because they have tools that tell them what needs to be fixed. So many jobs need technology. Actually, every single one. I don't know of a single one off the top of my head that does not use technology. Remember, even farmers use robots. Different people have different needs for technology, but everybody uses it. That's why we're talking about it. Okay. I feel like Mrs. Sae-Wong kind of goes off on tangents. Sorry. So let's go back now to our journal. What we're going to do today is we're just going to talk about two different categories of things we read about. So, first things first, before we do anything else, we have a word bank. I want you to write down the words in the word bank for two reasons. One, I want you to have the word bank, so when you do the next part, you have the words handy. And two, remember we talked about yesterday how it's important to practice copying information? That way you're copying it and writing it and spelling it correctly. This is one of those times. So right now I want you to hit pause and write all of the words in the word bank on your blank journal page. Hit pause, come back when you are all done. All right, if you're back with me, that means you have your word bank completely written out. Now what we're going to do is we are going to make two columns. I want you to write the word people on the left, draw a line down the middle, and technology on the right. I'll explain more in just a minute. So hit pause again, write people, draw that line, and write technology. They're big words, it's hard, so hit pause, take your time, come back when you're done. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to make a list for me. We are practicing different types of note-taking. Note-taking is important to learn because as you go into higher grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, you're going to start taking a lot of notes. So it's important we start practicing it now. So by the time you get to those older grades, you're like, easy peasy, Mrs. Sae-Wong taught us. I know how to do that. And your teachers are going to be so impressed with how smart you are. I promise. Okay? So in the people column, I want you to go through your word bank and decide which one of these words are people. Then I want you to go through your word bank and write down which words are pieces of technology. Let's read the words in our word bank together. Are you ready? Computer. Say it with me. Wheel. Pilot. Radios. Cartoonist. Computer tools. So which words are people and which words are technology? Let's read them together one more time. Are you ready? Say it with me. Computer. Is that a people or a technology? Wheel. Pilot. People or technology? Radios. Cartoonist. And computer tools. Okay? So this is practice writing, practice copying, practice making notes, and we are going to use these words in our word bank next week to do some writing. So make sure you have it in your book so it is handy for next week. When you're all done with your journal, send me that picture in Seesaw so that I can see that you did an amazing job with all of the things we talked about. And that's it, my friends. I know this was a little bit of a longer and busier day. We're finishing out the week nice and strong. So our brains are full and ready for that nice restful weekend. And that is it, my friends. I don't think I'm going to make you do anything more. I don't think that you could handle anymore. You'd probably be yelling at me from home. Mrs. Sae-Wong, no more. So I will listen to you and no more. But as always, my friends, if you have any questions, go back and listen to the video again to see if your question gets answered. And if not, just let me know. You can let me know during small group, during our 11 o'clock meeting, or you can always just send me a message in either Seesaw or Dojo. All right, friends, I'll see you later.